Welcome back, Let's Do Video viewers. I had some kind of bad news this year. I had to miss out on ISE. But luckily, we got Joel here to tell us what we missed. Joel, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, David. My name is Joel Molpeter, Director of Product Marketing here at Crestron for our commercial line. Yeah, and I luckily did get to go to ISE and yeah, spend a lot of time with our partners, with our pros, and with our industry as a whole. It was yeah, a really good show, a great turnout.
Well, now I've been to many a show with the Crestron booth, and we don't have 6 hours. You can't tell me everything that was at the booth. You guys tend to have big booths, but I think you have some new core messaging that's really resonating. Well, at least with me, and I think with our viewers. Can you share what the big message of Crestron at the booth was this year?
Yeah, for sure. Our message this year was really about three core parts of what we believe make for an amazing space, especially one powered by Crestron technology, but in spaces in general. And that was content, collaboration, and control. For us, content is all about information, right? When we're coming into workplaces, when we're going into learning environments in education, really anywhere where we come together and meet with technology, we believe people come to share information. And we want to make that information as easy to get to screens amongst people, shared, and beyond those spaces as well. So when we talk about content for us, it is obviously that information and it powered by technologies like DMMBX, AV over IP, DM Essentials point-to-point, and AirMedia presentation as well. Collaboration is the second pillar we were kind of showing at this show. And that's all about, gathering together both in person and remote and hybrid, right? For Crestron, gathering in person is very important as well, right? We tend to have technology in training rooms, multi-purpose rooms, large boardrooms, ones where people gather in person, but then complementing that with our ability to put that into things like Microsoft Teams rooms and Zoom rooms as well through our Crestron Flex lineup, and then complementing that experience with intelligent video and intelligent audio. Intelligent audio, just making sure that every word that's said can be heard and everything that is said can be heard by people in the room, and then feeding that information into AI services like Microsoft Copilot and Zoom AI Companion for things like transcript, translation, meeting notes, all those great things that those services deliver. And then intelligent video, breaking that down into those foundational technologies, group framing, speaker tracking, presenter tracking, and then complementing that with Crestron's core abilities in intelligent video with composition, visual AI, and then also intelligent switching as well between the multiple cameras. And then we shift into control. Control for us, all about automating the spaces. It should just work. I walk into a space, I trigger an occupancy sensor. I probably want the lights to come on if they're off. Or if I plug in content, I probably want that to show on the screen, right? So automating those base features that should just work so the room's working for you. But as technology grows and we put more and more into space, it can't always work for you, right? Sometimes that's decisions that need to be made. We want human input or human interaction to that. And when that happens, we want to do that through those beautiful user interfaces that Crestron delivers, giving people a workflow that matches the workflow on Touchbar should match the workflow in the room. Super important for that. Not every button possible on the screen, but just simply saying, hey, this is a teaching space. This is probably what you want to do. And really making sure that there's an ability for anyone of any technical ability to use those spaces.
Nice. Yeah, the people in the room have to be able to use the products. Now, and I love this approach because, I think of Crestron, I think of all your products, and I think, in the past we've thought of Crestron as a product company. I have this wonderful boardroom, fill it up with gear. But what you're talking about now isn't focusing on the products. It's focusing on what we're actually doing in these rooms, right? We're collaborating. We need to control things. So I love this approach. Don't focus on the nuts and bolts. Tell us what you want to do, and we'll come up with a solution. But at the end of the day, that solution is going to sort of rely on products, and you do have some cool products. So was there anything new at the booth that I missed, product release wise, that you can share with me?
Yeah, for sure. We had tried to represent as many products as we can at these shows. As you mentioned, we do have a decent amount of floor space here to do that. So we had a bit of a fresh look at really our entire product line that we will be bringing to things like our web assets and all that kind of stuff in the future as well. But the key new products we had at the show, we were showing for AirMedia, a new transmitter device, so the Connect endpoint or AirMedia Connect endpoint. We've had the AirMedia Connect adapter in the market for a while now. That's our wireless dongle-like device. That when you plug into a laptop USB-C, it gets powered from the laptop and it casts content immediately to the screen and brings USB devices back. That is all done driver free and software free, so it can work on any laptop, and mobile devices.
Nice.
Supports DisplayPort alt modes. Things like iPhones are a good example there. A number of other devices running Android fall into that bucket as well. The Connect endpoint takes all that goodness of the Connect adapter, but it moves it into a box that can be permanently installed. So one of the bits of feedback we do get about the Connect adapter is, what if it leaves the room? What if somebody accidentally puts it in the laptop bag? It's usually not malicious, right? But sometimes people do walk away with these things, and that can be a bit of a hassle. Well, there's also situations where we just want that box installed. We maybe don't want it loose sitting on the table. We want it to be in a podium, in a lectern, underneath furniture in multi-purpose rooms. It gets folded up and packed away, all those kind of applications. So that's where the Connect endpoint comes in. All the same great goodness, but in a fixed device.
Nice.
Because we ship to a fixed device, a bunch of new features that come with it as well, right? So it is a little bit of a Swiss Army knife. We try to break that down into the ways it can cast to an AirMedia receiver is important, the ways we power it, and the inputs we use on it. So the ways we can cast, we still have wireless like you expect with the Connect adapter, but we now add wired to that as well. So we can leverage the infrastructure and the network in the room to get that content to and the USB devices back.
My content's on my network, so yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. So today we're Wi-Fi Direct, in the future Wi-Fi Direct plus infrastructure, really whichever one you want to use, whatever suits your purpose.
Perfect.
Ways to power then get broken down into, we now can power from the laptop, just like you could Connect adapter. So USB-C laptop plugs in, gives power to it, so you are completely wire-free to still run that same fixed device. In addition, we now have DC power as well. So plug it into a wall wart, plug it into the power pack that it can ship with, and it will power directly and still work in the same way. And then we also, because we're moving to network, we now support PoE power as well. So if you're picking up PoE power off the network, that device can get powered from that. So if you're moving that flexible furniture around, just need to find a network point, plug it in. If that's got PoE power on it, it'll work straight away.
Everything should be PoE. Make our lives easy. Just make everything PoE.
It would be. We're getting there. I think the majority of stuff we release these days is PoE, and it is honestly, when you're designing a system and setting stuff up, it does make life a lot easier.
Great.
And then finally, the inputs to it, because we previously were USB-C, because it supplies power to the device for the Connect adapter. Because we now have PoE and DC power, we can also support HDMI on that device. So if you have legacy laptop fleets, or you want to use the input for other use cases, you can do that with the Connect endpoint as well. So as I said, it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. It does a lot of different things in one box, but we really think this is going to solve for a lot of those use cases where maybe you want something more than just that portable device that can move around. And the great thing is it can be used in conjunction with the Connect adapter and all the other ways we work with AirMedia through AirPlay, Miracast, the AirMedia app. It's all just a transmitter in this case. So it's really pick the one that works for your use case and just run with that. And you can mix and match as well.
Nice. Makes it easy. Gives us the flexibility.
Yep.
Right. Anything else we can share?
Yeah, the other update I just wanted to give was an update to DM-MBX we have coming out. So we launched the DM-MBX 384, our AV over IP endpoint. Started shipping it in December and launched it in October of last year. That device brought native USB-C connectivity, multi-input switching, and support for things like 5K to the platform as well. So some great additions to the existing DM-MBX lineup. But what we showed at this show was a feature called Multiview. And what Multiview is going to do is allow us to composite multiple sources from different transmitters onto one receiver and one output. So really a lot of key use cases for that in things like sports books, command and control centers, education facilities, a heap of different use cases, and courtrooms as well in government that we believe our customers are going to do with that. That's going to be a free firmware update to the 380 series of devices. And really, once you have those in there, you turn that feature on, any transmitter can come into it up to the 16 different compositions we have on the device. And you get freedom to switch those and change those however you want. So they can receive 4K, you can do a quad view, you can do picture in picture, all sorts of stuff with that. So we're really excited to see what our pros and our customers are going to do with that in the field, because it's pretty freeform to come up with all these great ideas. But we're excited to see where that ends up.
Yeah, I think your customers have been wanting to do this kind of stuff for a long time, but it's just been too hard. But this should make it nice and easy. All right. Well, I wish I could have been there next year for sure. Any final words to share with our viewers who didn't make it to ISE this year?
Uh, no final words other than just, these trade shows are a great way to see the industry come together. We get to, be there with our peers and our other manufacturers in the field. We all get to spend time with our customers. They really are a great event. So it's just really, really humbling to see the amount of people that come to this show, dedicate their time to it, and really see our industry come back. It has been obviously a
Yeah,
weird
isn't that
couple of years
nice?
with things change, but there was a refreshing feeling to this year that I think everyone really, really enjoyed. So,
From what I heard, the show
excited
was
to.
packed. It was
It
a
was
good show.
very, very packed. So we're excited.
Excellent.
Obviously, ISE past us now. We have our own events like Masters coming up and Infocom coming up not too long after that, and a bunch of other shows in between. So I think 2025 for this industry is going to be an exciting year.
Yep. Well, I'll put the links below for the products you mentioned. And yes, I have on my calendar, I will be at some Crestron booths at more than one event this year. So it's going to be a fun year. Joel, thank you so much for being here. This was great. And thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take care.